Wo wohnst du? Where do you live? Wohnen in German means to live or to dwell. So where do you live in terms of your location or place? Wohnen doesn't mean like you live in terms of your life. So this is always going to indicate location. So looking at this, we're typically going to use a question word, wo. Wo means where. Wo wohnst du? Where do you live? Remembering that du is a first name basis or familiar, informal. So one person that you're talking to that you know on a first name basis. Wo wohnst du? If you're talking to a group of people that you know, so plural familiar or plural informal, you would say, wo wohnt ihr? This would be something that a teacher might ask a class. They might use the ihr form. If you want to ask your teacher, someone you know that is more formal or not familiar, someone who has a title of address, you would use the Sie form. Wo wohnen Sie? Note that the Sie is capital S, and also remember that Sie indicates formal, singular, and plural. So it could be a group of teachers that you ask. So, wo wohnst du? Ich wohne in Berlin. I live in Berlin. Wo wohnt ihr? Where do all of you live? Where do y'all live? Where do you guys live? Would probably be replied as Wir wohnen in Berlin. We live in Berlin. Wo wohnen Sie? Just depends on if you're asking one person or a group of people. Ich wohne in Berlin or Wir wohnen in Berlin. So just remember that this means you, and this means you in German. So ways you might respond. So I would really think about this as ich. So you would start your sentence with ich wohne. So if someone's asking you, ich wohne in Berlin. So you could put the name of a place here. It could be a town. Oops, that was bad. It could be a town or it could be a country. So, or city. So, ich wohne in Berlin. I live in Berlin. Ich wohne gleich die Ecke. I live immediately around the corner. Die Ecke. I live right around the corner or immediately around the corner. Ich wohne nicht weit. I live not far. Or ich wohne nicht weit von hier. I live not far from here. So this is far. You can also talk about distance or how far in relation to something. So ich wohne nicht weit von der Schule. I live not far from the school. Ich wohne in Berlin. Ich wohne gleich die Ecke. Ich wohne nicht weit von hier. Ich wohne nicht weit von der Schule. Continuing with the ich wohne or wir wohnen or whatever. So ich wohne nur 8 Minuten von hier. So I only live 8 minutes from here. Ich wohne da drüben. Da drüben is over there. Ich wohne over there. Ich wohne da drüben. Ich wohne over there. Ich wohne bei meinen Eltern. if you're a teenager. I live with my parents. Ich wohne bei meinen Eltern, your parents. Ich wohne auf dem Land. I live in the country. Not meaning a specific like country like Germany or Austria or Switzerland, but I literally live on the land. So I live in the country. Maybe it's a ranch or way out, kind of outside of the city or on a farm. So you live in the country. Ich wohne in der, I guess, think about, ich wohne in der Hauptstraße. Hauptstraße is Main Street. Ich wohne in der Mockingbirdstraße. I live on Mockingbird Street. Ich wohne in der Washingtonstraße. I live on Washington Street. So, street in German. It's going to be a one word. So Hauptstraße would actually, you'd have a lowercase s. Or ich wohne Fergusonstraße. One word. So Straße. Kommen aus also is something that can be relatable too. So not only where do you live, but sometimes where you live now isn't where you came from. So think about this construction of kommen aus, to come from someplace. And this uses a different question word. So someone might ask you, woher kommst du? Woher kommt ihr? Woher kommen Sie? So where from do you come? It sounds like horrible English, but where do you come from? I was just trying not to end in a preposition. So you would respond to this by saying, ich komme aus. I come from. So ich komme aus Minnesota. Ich komme aus New York. So maybe it's ich wohne in Berlin. Maybe you live in Berlin now, but ich komme aus Stuttgart. But I come from Stuttgart. So you grew up in Stuttgart, that's where you were before, and now you live in Berlin. So, take a look at these few sentences, 4 and a half, I suppose. I'm going to read this to you and just kind of translate this. If you're taking notes, translate it, of course, in your notes. So, hallo. Ich heiße Emma. Ich komme aus Deutschland. Ich spreche Deutsch und Englisch. Ich wohne in Berlin. So do your best to translate that. See if you know what that means. And that's the end of this video. Danke.